Bitcoin gained some steam again at 35,000, and you had MicroStrategy come out. So MicroStrategy is the one that uses its cash balance, and they're buying Bitcoin. They've been dead right on it, right? So they just bought another $10 million worth. They paid an average price of $33,800, which is close where it is today, showing you that this isn't a short-term investment. He truly believes that Bitcoin is going to replace gold as a store of value. That's his thought, right? He's not buying it for that. It's a currency. He corrected, I forgot who went after, I don't know if Steve Forbes or whoever said, what MicroStrategy is doing. And it's not, he said, no, it's not going to ever replace the dollar. He said, it's the alternative for gold. It's going to take all the money away. That's why he's buying it. So they now own 71,079 Bitcoins, right? At the current price, that's roughly $2.5 billion, which is 40% of their entire market cap. I mean, this is becoming like a pure play, right? Not a software company, nothing like that. But and another thing, we could talk about that MicroStrategy, and then I want to talk about something that everyone focused on cryptocurrency and they look at Bitcoin. You got to look at Ethereum, right? Biggest smart contract maker. They're coming out with Ethereum 2.0 to address a lot of things that doesn't function as fast as it should, and be able to there's many transactions as some of the alternatives, but this thing is now broke out 1,500. I mean, we have this in our portfolio at what's the price? I don't even know. It's
you're gonna put me on the spot. I don't.
You could bring it up, but it's this was something that was $120 not long ago, and 1,500 broke through its all-time highs, right? And it's kind of amazing. You're seeing this. It's not just Bitcoin, guys. So, you need to understand cryptos. You need to understand you can buy a lot of these things through Coinbase, a lot of large ones. But, some of our positions have really that crypto intelligence newsletter. If I knew the positions would be like that, I would have quit my job and just, bought all those and not worried about it. But again, we were down on some of these positions, 2 years ago. But now, all these things are up tremendously, right?
Yeah. The moves have been incredible. And, you're starting to see this build out of the platforms where it makes it a lot easier for the average Joe to buy it in a safe, or at least in quotations around the word safe. Of course, there's risk in everything, but a safety net of buying it in a trusted source. So a lot of people that buy through Square or PayPal, feel a hell of a lot more confident doing that on their cell phone than they would going to either a Coinbase, which is a large name, or a Binance US, or an overseas or whatever. So that is all helping out tremendously. And I'm sure you touched on this a little bit. I know you have in the past, but if a fraction of corporations start even thinking about putting anything into Bitcoin as an asset or a hedge against inflation, man, that thing can go a lot higher. Yeah, the Ethereum is interesting. We're in a $139. We made that in April of 2019. So it's been a couple years, going on 2 years now, but it's up over 850% as of 1,300. Now it's at 1,600, so we're up a lot more than that. Yeah,
it's a 10-bagger for us. I mean, we have a Silvergate Capital, which is these are stocks that we have in this portfolio that are recommended at 12. It went over 100 yesterday. Some of these moves are just, absolutely incredible. And Vori Digital is another one we just recommended. If at 86 cents, it's over $8, and that was in November. And I'm not just touting. I mean, we've this.
And like I said, they were, like you said, they were down. Yeah, they were down after we recommended Ethereum. It was down. So
it just shows you when you're looking from a risk reward standpoint, guys. I mean, it makes sense here. It makes sense for that if you're looking for, a lot of people take on risk and they say, hey, I got to take a lot of risk, and I don't care if I lose the $5,000 as long as you turn it to $10,000. No, that's not a good risk if you're going to risk all of your money, right? If you're going to risk all of your money of $5,000 that you put into something, make sure those gains are 3x, 5x, 10x, and that's what crypto offers you if you have the right, listen to the right people. But yeah, it's kind of amazing to see how crazy this is. But getting back to MicroStrategy, they have a conference today, and I tweeted about this at Frank Curzio. They have a conference today, Daniel, that a ton of people registered. I registered as well. And the CEO came out and said, I've never seen so many CEOs of other companies sign up for this thing. What does that tell you? It tells you that, you're looking at, man, I don't know how much cash on the balance sheet altogether for S&P 500 companies. What is it? Over 200 billion for Apple.
I was going to say, look at Apple and those guys.
Yeah, but you're looking at these guys just putting 1%, 2%, 3% if they decide to buy Bitcoin. But the fact that so many people are looking at this and you're sitting in cash, zero rates, zero everything. He's going over the whole conference. It's really cool. He goes over like the legal aspects. He goes over, he's going to have like 5 or 6 different sessions. And it's just really cool. I'll try to bring it up for you guys to show it to you, but it just shows the interest, right, Dale, in Bitcoin from corporations, institutions now, right? That's why it's a different ball game. It's not just, regular folks or young folks getting in it. You're seeing people, even
Absolutely.
some of the biggest hedge funds talk about it, right?
Yeah, and that's really the cool thing for me from just a maturing standpoint as a fan of history and capital markets and things like that, just to see it expand. So obviously, there's no argument that the big difference here in the run up to new highs versus a few years ago in 2017 is a lot more institution and big money getting in, like corporations. And another fun thought is it's not a far stretch. Let's say you're Apple, Frank, or Microsoft, Google, or anybody with a lot of cash right now in a 0% interest rate world. When it is advantageous for you as an owner or a allocator of capital in a position of management or CEO of a company, and you have a fiduciary responsibility to your shareholders to do what's best. When it is advantageous for you, Frank, to take out debt and buy back stock and or pay dividends, like Apple and the big guys are doing. When you live in that kind of an environment and you have hundreds of billions of dollars, explain to me what the risk is on putting $1 billion or $2 billion in Bitcoin as a hedge against silly policies that make it advantageous for you to take out borrowed money and buy stock and pay dividends with.
And that's what you do.
And I don't think that's a big stretch.
No, I don't think it's a
big stretch. And that's why
no.
I don't want to get too bullish near all-time highs, because it's so much easier to get bullish and more bullish as things are going in the momentum and in whatever way they're going. Works for bearishness too. Like you always point, market will drop 30% and bears come out and say it's going down another 50 from here. But that'll be interesting on that management on his conference call. And I just don't think it's a hard stretch. So I think there's going to be a ton of volatility between now and then. But as more things open up and more people realize and get more money given to them to gamble with and have fun and do whatever, expect silliness and volatility.
Yeah, I have it up now at MicroStrategy world.now, the futures now, February 3rd, 4th, today and tomorrow. You can register for free. Again, I'm not promoting this, but I registered because again, I want to learn more about this, just like we all want to learn more about this, right? I'm very familiar with Bitcoin, but I'm not familiar with the laws around Bitcoin, which he's going to cover. Bitcoin for corporations, create shareholder value, improve your products, grow your company. He goes over the legal aspects. I mean, this is really, really cool. But the fact that, you also, the CEO, Michael Saylor, is going to be on with a lot of other great people and have roundtables. That's, the expensive one. That's a premium pass. But it's just amazing how quickly this is getting adopted by institutions. It took a little while, but now it just makes sense. It really does. I could see some of these companies that they're looking to do it. And not only that, from a corporation, look at the companies who got into Bitcoin. Look at their stock prices. Look at PayPal. Yeah. Look at Square. Look at Silver Lake Capital. Look at Voyager. Right.
Look at MicroStrategy.
Hive. Look at MicroStrategy. Look where the stock went. So
you got to give Horowitz credit. We shorted that in the Dollar Stock Club. Got out for a small gain in a week or two, and thank goodness we did. I think our price was $577 that we got out for a small gain. It's $732 today.
You know what? I don't know if I want to give him full credit because on Wednesday he said that, and that was the pick on Wednesday. And Wednesday it went up tremendously, and Thursday is when we publish our report on it, and we say, well, now it's really up a lot. Let's use this pick, and we did. And
timing is everything. That's all right.
So thank you, Andrew, for that pick. I don't know
to your point, MicroStrategy's gone from basically 577 to 730 in the last few trading days.
Yeah.